Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, pet adventurers. I'm Jakks, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today we have a mini but exciting unboxing for you guys, being another Jakks-specific merchandise video. And I'm pretty excited for this one because, as I said, it is a mini, but there's actually a lot here because we have yet another case. And I'm pretty excited for this one for one specific reason, and that reason is bubble wrap. Oh boy, do I love my baby bubble wrap. Yes, I do. You are my favorite Sonic character, Bubbles. Cool. Anyway, though, let's jump into this with some brand new figures, and I'm just going to do this at random. So today we have Motobug. A character that you would think this is maybe their first time being a figure, but wrong, sir. Very wrong, sir, because we actually have a Jazzwares figure in the Sonic Generations line, which I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. But with that line, you had different characters like Classic Sonic, Modern Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, all with different gadgets, gizmos. Some came with enemies, some came with accessories. In Tails' case, you had stuff like the translator from Sonic Colors. Or if we actually want to talk about the figure right here and be accurate in our information, you could talk about the fact that I believe Sonic, it was either Classic Sonic or Classic Tails, had Motobug. Motobug is the very first enemy that you see inside of Sonic 1, which, pretty cool. All he really does is just... and then you jump on him, and then he goes... and then he's an animal. He's like a flicky or a chicken. Any variety of animal that is in this lawnmower. But either way, though, there's not really too much to talk about this 1991 enemy, and except for spouting more information. Again, this is also, very fittingly, the first minifigure that I'm unboxing. Now, they have actually been doing minifigures, but I have been figuring what's really the point. The bigger ones come with accessories, and until recently, these minifigures have just basically been the exact same as the figures they've been releasing anyway. So I didn't think there was really much of a point until this one, and there's actually a few reasons why. So Motobug himself is actually fairly detailed, and I'm really surprised and amazed, because this is actually better than the Jakks Pacific one. Now, it is worse in a few ways, as we do have some screws there, but I mean, there is one good reason for that, being the fact that his wheel spins! That's right, this guy's a freaking moving Hot Wheel! Let's go, dude! Race me, 1v1 me in the hallway with Motobug figure! Let's freaking go! This is awesome! Oh my god, I actually didn't know this moved, and now I'm gonna sit here for like 25 minutes. This is the video. This is the video. I hope that you guys came here for this, because this is it. This is all you're freaking seeing. But anyway, though, Motobug himself has a nice red metal paint of, well, it's not metallic, interestingly enough, because you would think that it would be metallic, but that's fine. You're probably going to be crashing this thing into so many freaking walls. And surprisingly, I was going to say, he probably doesn't have a stand because he has a movable wheel, but look at that. He has a hole in his wheel, which means you should probably get that checked out, because if that was a real tire, you'd be screwed. But thankfully for you, you're just a Link's Awakening toy. I'm sorry, it's just too fun. But going back to the shell, we have a little crease at the top. Maybe it opens up and he can, like, fly. I don't know. Somebody let me know if there's a variant of that. He also has the spots for his Ladybug self. He's got his jet boosters to move more than, like, 2 miles per hour, which... questionable why he has these things. I mean, they don't even really look like they do much. They kind of look like rusted out, empty-shelled lightsabers, if you will. And they do actually have little indents in there. Not really hollowed out, but it's still really cool looking. And then, of course, you have its face, where it has these little fangs that it probably, like, mows the grass with. It's got its angry eyes, like, grr, I'm going to destroy that hedgehog. Or he's going to destroy me, but it doesn't matter because I'm determined. And all I'm going to do is move forward. Boom. Which is actually exactly what we're going to be doing because we have some more figures. Alright guys, I'm going to do this random style and we'll see who we're pulling out next. Oh, I actually don't want to do that one just yet. We'll pull out this guy. I kind of want to alternate them. But here we have Metal Sonic. Now, this is one of them that is actually already a big figure, which we have done a video on as well, I believe, with Dr. Egg. Probably not opposable? No. He is opposable, and you know what? It's more impressive for this one because I actually did have these Sonic figures that came in like an orb, like a blue orb and a red orb, and you open them and then you put them together in quotes because they would always just fall apart. One of them was Metal Sonic, and I can tell you for certain their joints did not move. That being said, though, this hardly moves either, which I mean, I didn't expect them to move anyway. So of course the elbow is locked in place because that would be ridiculous if this thing could move. Kind of looks like he's raising his hand, you know, has a question in school, maybe has to use the bathroom. You gotta use a hall pass. Don't raise your hand and ask to use the bathroom in this classroom, sir. Other classroom, you raise your hand. You should know better. You have it engraved in your brain because you are a robot. Yeah, that's right. Now you just look like you want a coffee or something. Or you're just at a bar and you're just like, slide me a drink. I don't know. Something like that. But his other hand, you know, just pointing. Accusatory. It kind of looks like he's awkwardly dancing too. This figure just gives me so many weird thoughts about Metal Sonic. Like, you know, maybe he's more chill than people give him credit for. I will say though, since we're already on the topic of joints, they do feel extremely. You know, the articulate figures already felt a bit flimsy and a bit. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, so that's why I'm going. And then this one, you can just feel, like, not only is it loose, but you can feel the joints just going up against the actual part, and it just doesn't feel great. You know how it feels? It feels, which is probably going to be a trend here. But, you know, all in all, if you want this figure, or if you want a Metal Sonic figure, and you just can't find the big guy, or you just don't want to pay that much money right now, this is a fairly decent alternate. It's not really that great. It's kind of just a statue. You know, it's very much a light version of it. But the paint is very very nice. The red should probably be a little bit bigger considering that on the camera it just looks like complete darkness. For me, I can hardly even see it staring at him. But surprisingly, all of the details are there. You do have the jet booster, and all of the paint is correct too. So that is something to definitely keep in mind, is that the fact is they didn't cut costs anywhere. Even the little, like, joint pieces are there. And, like, you can see that these pieces are supposed to be disconnected. So good job on you guys. Maybe these things are actually a little more worth it than I was considering. But Metal Sonic is not why I bought this case. Partially for Motobug, however, there are other reasons. So let's see here. Okay. Let's jump into my main reason, being the Golden Chao. Now some of you might be like, really, Spins? You fell for this ploy. You fell for the rebranded Chao merch. All they did was take the regular Chao and paint it metallic gold, and you fell for it. You just slammed your money on the table and you said, okay, take it away. I don't want to see it anymore. To get this. You fell for the company's plans. I mean, I've fallen for less than this. But to be honest, can you blame me? For two reasons. First off, Chao merch never happens. But not only does it never happen, it never gets a re-release type of a thing. It never gets second-handed, and we just got it. But also, one big thing is this Golden Chao isn't just Mario, but he's metal. But this guy actually has some history with me, as well as other gamers, as this Golden Chao is legitimately inside of Sonic Adventure. So, for a little history lesson on this older game, which is my childhood, and it's weird to say it's older, but essentially the way you get this is when you go into the sewer and you get the Lightspeed Dash, you might notice after leaving it, there is a golden egg in the pawn shop, which, now that I think about it, the guy thinks that this living being is a Fabergé egg, and that's really concerning. She's gonna sell it as like... What would have actually happened if that would have been sold? It would have just been hatched. But anyway, though, what you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to go to the Speed Highway area where you exit with Sonic, and there's a rock. You pick up the rock, you go into the jewelry store, and now Sonic, he's a felon. Alright, this is actually why they're chasing after him in Adventure 2 Battle. You take the Golden Chao, which makes jail bars go up. Somehow the guy in this tiny store that is watching you commit this crime doesn't notice you switching the egg out with a rock, forcing the jail to go back up because it's the same weight. So I guess that tells us how much Chao and an egg weigh. But then you take this Chao egg and you go to the garden and he is yours. And you can name him whatever. You can name him Alfonso, Goldine, whatever the heck you want. The only thing that I'm a bit sad about is that the original Chao came with ring accessories, which I thought was a really missed opportunity because they could have done Chao fruit, they could have done Chao egg, and I was kind of hoping that they would either do a golden egg or a rock, but it's just the Golden Chao. That being said, though, having this guy is just fantastic. And I mean, realistically, there's not really much of a reason to go over this Golden Chao. However, I would like to... Alright, so this is the first minifigure that we've basically seen, so we already know how the Chao joints work. Well, as long as you've seen the Chao video. You would have had to see a lot of videos for this video. I'm realizing this now. But essentially, his arms move, and then his little head moves. Now, I don't know if it's the paint, but it does feel a little bit stiffer than the original one, which is a little concerning. But honestly, do you need any other pose for Chao other than this one, where he hugs you? I hug the Chao. I mean, it doesn't work as well with this, but it's fine. But you've got the nice, shiny gold metallic paint, which actually represents the game very well. It actually represents it better than the game, because in the game, I didn't realize it was supposed to be metallic. I just thought it was like these splotches that came with the gold Chao, and I just thought that was interesting when I was a kid. But here we go. The other nice thing that should be mentioned is the fact that the wings on the Gold Chao are not gold, but they are still pink, and the dot is still yellow. You can actively make this Chao anything you want. After all, it is just a gold Chao. There's nothing inherently special about him, except for the fact that he's gold, and who doesn't love gold? There's also a silver one in the Mystic Ruins, as well as a black one in the Egg Carrier. So it is possible that maybe later on we'll see a silver Chao. I would love that. It would also be nice if we got like a hero Chao figure and a dark Chao figure. What I'm saying, Jakks specific, is just make so many Chao figures that my house is completely exploded in Chao figures. That's all you gotta do. More Chao. More Chao. But yeah, there's not really too much to say about this guy except for the fact that he is adorable. I love him. And he is almost like 70% of the reason why I bought this entire case. Which is funny because shortest amount of content here. But I will 100% take it. So that's 2 new figures. However, that's not the only new figure. But we're going to be saving that for a bit later. Because we have Tails. That's right. Metal Sonic, Motobug, Golden Chao, and now Tails. Now, this one is actually kind of interesting for one reason. The Tails figures so far have actually just depicted Tails with either his tails being like upwards and just a regular Tails position, and then I believe curved in a re-release. However, this one has them in a spin position, and I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to act like he's about to start flying. Now, if that is the case, they definitely could have done this better. And that being said, basically, like how Sonic runs inside of, the adventure games, or not the adventure games, the classic games where you see his legs just kind of blur. They could have basically done just a huge circle, but honestly, this does work. Because it's not him flying yet. Meaning that maybe we'll see a figure of Tails actually in the air where he's flying. I don't know if there's a way they can do that because it would be a bit top heavy, but it's possible. I mean, Tails figures already are ridiculous to try to keep standing. But the way they ended up doing this is they had this flatter area curved into the actual tail, which kind of looks like pancake batter or like an egg white type of a thing going into the yellow. So it is a pretty nice way of doing it. It does just look like Tails has a larger, flatter tail, but you can tell that he's supposed to be getting ready to fly, which I think is really cool. He also is T-posing, which literally makes this the most godlike Sonic figure that ever exists. I mean, come on now. Tell me this isn't power. Tell me it isn't power. Do it. That's right, you can't, because this is power. One thing that I would mention, though, is the fact that his smile is actually kind of creepy. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just this, like, red indent that looks like they just carved it in with a toothpick and then just painted that red. And to be honest, I wish they would have just had it be black or just not given him a smile at all and had him just, like, dead staring at you, because it just ends up making him look kind of creep. Like, he basically has a Joker smile, and I don't like it. Other than that, though, all the paint colors is just so accurate to how the character has been and how the quality of the figures have been as well. Almost nothing is out of place, which is just astounding to me, because there are even some things in the bigger figures that are misplaced, and I've been like, well, here's why I think this is the case, but, like, it's basically near perfection despite being half the size, which is insane. Another thing that I noticed is that he's not only starting to fly, you can make him fly. So, like, if you spin this fast enough, it does actually look like he is flying, but that is very hard to do. And I only had, like, one instance where there was the actual, like, motion blur in it. But in general, that's just super cool. And you know what? I'm not moving any joints. He's Tiny T-Pose God. That'd be the name of the episode if I named the unboxings, but I don't. Either way, though, that does leave one more figure. That being... He's a bit hefty, actually. Classic Sonic. Surprisingly, this is the first Classic Sonic out of all the Jakks specific figures. Now, this may confuse you for two reasons. There are actually two more figures of Classic Sonic that are coming and may have even released, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time we're seeing him. Now, there are two reasons why you may be confused why I'm saying that this guy is the first Classic Sonic figure for Jakks specific. That being the fact that we are getting a 4-inch Classic Sonic figure with a classic spring, may have released yet, but I'm not sure. Pretty sure this one came out before it, as well as a collector's posable figure, which is the first time that Jakks Pacific is doing this for this line. Kind of interesting, but I mean, hey, if I get it, it's $40. But if I do get it, it'll fit very nicely with my superposers from Jazzwares. Notice how I constantly mention Jazzwares during my Jakks Pacific videos. It's kind of wild. But this guy, he's a 2.5 figure, and we're not going to know how he scales to the 4-inch, but eventually, if I do get that figure, we will know. So we have more reason to actually go in depth with this guy. And of course, because I don't like to start simple, I want to mention the fact that he has a really weird smile. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see, because I don't know if it'll unblur. But essentially, he has like this huge smirk on his face, and the dude has legitimate teeth. And it's kind of creepy with the actual detail. I might have to take a picture to put in editing. But there's two lines to show teeth, and it's just... Once again, just like Tails, it would have been nice if they had just put like a solid smirk in there, but it's okay. The smile is not what we're actually here for. There's a little red pinkish indent in his eye, which is kind of weird. Might want to get that checked out, bud. Just saying. But let's look more in depth at the figure. So the color of blue is 100% spot on. Just like always, it's like they took the character from the games, because every single color is correct. You've got the inside the ear color, you've got the stomach color, you've got the reds, the yellow for the buckle, which still actually looks pretty decent, despite it being so small. You know, you've got the strip, which isn't even overpainted. How? It is just amazing to me. And of course, all of his sizes, like his stomach, his legs, his arms, his head, all of that stuff is the correct... I'm forgetting the word, and I don't know why I'm forgetting the word. Pretty sure it starts with a P. But it's all the correct length. It's all the correct size. And that is just really cool. His tail is even super overly long, which is the exact way that you would want it. His spikes are the correct size, correct length, and it's just really good. The only thing that I would maybe change is make the whites of the eyes a little bit bigger, but to be honest, of course, other than the smirk, but to be honest, this is a very perfect classic Sonic figure. That being said, though, this pose is questionable at best. Why are you limiting his one arm to where you can hardly move it, and it basically does nothing other than be sassy? It's just a very strange choice, especially since his other arm is also very limited because it is going along with the other sassy arm. I mean, I know he can be a bit sassy, but does he really need to be this sassy in this figure? I don't know. I guess to be fair, this would be opposable. And if that's what you want this guy for, that's great. It does lead the question, though, why not just save costs by not making his joints movable? There is no reason to move this arm. There's almost no reason to move this arm, other than, I don't know, maybe raising it, and that actually looks better. I mean, it's basically a Mickey Mouse pose, but that looks way better than the other one. So, I mean, sure, you can do that. But, like, there's no reason to move the ankles or to move the legs. You know, you can't even really move the head despite it having a joint. Why? Why not just save the money? It just seems weird to me. I don't know, it might be a manufacturing thing. But that's how I feel about it. So either way though, guys, that is it for this case of minifigures. If you guys enjoyed, let me know in the comment section below. And feel free to let me know if you guys like this version of case unboxing better. You know, because we had it a little more random. Of course, with the newer stuff, we basically tried to alternate. But, you know, Motobug... Motobug? Yes, this guy is now named Buck. Cool. Motobug, completely random. Of course, we have good old Metal Sonic, who should definitely stand on Motobug. And then, of course, we have good old Golden Chao with... I dropped him. I dropped him. T-Pose God! I'm here to save you! I don't even know how I'm going to hold these up at the same time. But yeah, then of course you have the Golden Chao with tails, as well as... God, if I can do this, I deserve a medal. Guys, there's no way. Classic Sonic is just gonna be dead. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. But here you go, guys. We've got Metal Sonic, Motobug, and then we've got Tails and Golden Chao looking almost like it's the intro to Pokemon. Do 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 do. I wanna be the very best, like no Chao ever was. Dun 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 dun. To robot is my real test. I can't. But it basically is that, except for the fact that, you know, it's kind of reversed for Metal Sonic and Motobug, where one can fly and one can't. But you know what? This works. This works. I'm sure that'll be some kind of thumbnail. I would throw Classic Sonic in there, but I can't fit him in. I only have so many fingers. But there we go. Good old Mickey Mouse. We could also just have him being like Legend of Zelda, where he opens a chest. Do 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 do. I actually do really like that one too. That one's actually pretty good. I love it. But either way though, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share us out with everybody you know and love, brother, mother, sister, father, iguana, and let me know which one of these minifigures is your favorite out of all of them. Personally, I think it's Gold Chao, but I'm biased. Also Motobug. Honestly, it's between Gold Chao and Motobug, and I might be leaning towards Motobug just because of the wheel, and also Gold Chao is a reprint. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be it. So, do all that fun stuff, and keep toes safe. Spins out. Yeah, it kind of works. I mean, should I really wait 20 seconds? I mean, yeah, for the video stuff, you know, for the video end, but like, I'm just shoving a hodgepodge of figures into the camera again. But this time it's like no real reason, no real rhyme, anything like that. Alright guys, bye.